Good morning, family. This morning, actually yesterday, I thought about, I'm driving to work, so I wanted to talk to the people. And what I wanted to talk about was education. Now, I myself have a 4-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 12-year-old who's about to be 13 and 12 and 13. And what I know about education in America is that it's tailored and for European Americans. And what I mean by that is when we understand what the purpose of education is, the purpose of education is to learn about who you are, learn about where you come from, learn about the world around you, and to learn about your place in the world. Now, when you think about American education system, it definitely tells white people who they are. It definitely tells white people where they're from. It definitely tells white people their place in the world and about the world around them. Now, when you talk about black folks, it don't tell us where we're from. Not in an edification way. It don't tell us it do. It damn sure tell us our place in the world. And it tells us about the world around us, but not in an edification way. So I say that to say that continuing to go and have our kids in public schools, you can see why our condition isn't changing, because we've been educated in just in literally a harmful way. It's not even education, man, it's training. And the training that it does to people who aren't white is just training them to understand that you're in America, you're gonna worship that flag, you're gonna worship those politics, you're gonna worship our law, or you're not gonna be able to make it. And that's what so many of us do. I fell into the trap. I could use me for example. After being an idiot until my early 20s, I said, you know what? I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna go to school and be somebody. I went to school. I got a master's degree in social work, no less. One of the most liberal thing. Ask me how many black topics we talked about. Ask me how many books that was required by prominent black folks. Ask me. I could think of maybe one, and I don't even think it was black, but it was a dope ass book. I think it was by a native dude. But yeah, my daughter, a couple years ago, we was talking about Africa, and I was explaining to her about Egypt and one of the oldest and first civilizations, and she was like, Egypt is in Africa? That type of shit. Talk more about Africa. She just thought Africa was where little kids with big bellies because they hungry and everything was at. And this is a little black girl. If you guys remember a few days ago, I had a dude, he's a senior at Cleveland High School, and in his math class they had these little posters, and it went African math, I think it said Chinese math, and then it said something else math, and then it said Egyptian math. Why the fuck would you have African math and Egyptian math? Egypt is Africa. Egypt is literally in Africa. Literally, always has been, always will be. However, they try to separate Egypt because they know that damn, I couldn't even tell you how much of European math, philosophy, science, medical literally comes from Africa, namely ancient Egypt. But they want to separate that. They want to separate that so bad from Africa. And I ain't gonna say that we've let them, but all of us who've been educated in the American system has been taught that Africa has not given anything to the world, when Africa has given, I don't want to say everything because I'm obviously biased because I'm black as a motherfucker, definitely African, but Africa has given society and civilization a big chunk of what they got. A huge chunk. Hence why they separate Egypt math from Africa math, because they don't want that to be Africa so bad. But seriously, in school, ask your kids how many do they know who Chang Anta Diop is. Ask them if they know who William Chancellor is. Ask them if they know who Yosef Ben Yakinen is. Ask them, especially the ones in higher education. Just ask them, for real. Ask them if they know who Carter G. Woodson is. I'm making my son read The Miseducation of the Negro, and my son comes home, even now, scooping in a couple weeks, and he was like, oh yeah, we're not gonna talk about, he had asked her a question about Africa, and she said, we're not gonna be talking about, you guys don't talk about Africa until 7th grade. And he was like, but Egypt is, you know what I mean? That type of stuff though. If you think about how powerful this is, they have a study called Egyptology. That's like a study. Egyptology. How powerful is that? You don't have Americantology, you don't have Chinatology, but there is a study in school. You can take a course called Egyptology in almost any section of higher education, and I'm pretty sure they teach it in high school now too. But they don't want to talk about that it's Africa. It's really crazy. But back to the teaching you your place in the world and who you are. This is why so many of us get educated and we immediately go and try to get into white jobs. We go and try to go and get with some man or woman who's not black. We go and try to live their dreams, and then we be wondering why. I just posted a thing about a girl who's getting bullied in school, because what we do is we say we're going to send our kids to the good school, and the good school seems to be the white school all the time. So we go and put our kids in these good schools with all these white folks, and then wonder why they so fucked up, man. Or we wonder why we still in the same place, because we're not doing our best at educating them. And it's a plethora of reasons now. I can't homeschool wrong. I gotta go to work. You know, but I know that there are some of us who are stay-at-home moms. We have elders, stay-at-home moms and stay-at-home dads. We have elders who are retired teachers, even, you know, are disabled. I say let's start building some grassroots, what you call them, homeschooling little spots. I'm with it. I send Rome there right now. Real talk. And if you guys want some more information just to do some side schooling with your kids, Kamala Academy. Dude is on point. Kamala, I think it's Kamali, Kamali, the Kamali Academy. Dude has a crazy dope online schooling system. It's really cool. But yeah, man, that's just one aspect, man. The aspect, the woes that we go through as a people is so multifaceted, man. It ain't just one thing. It's definitely, education is huge though, because if you don't know who you are, why are you gonna be fighting for yourself? Why? That's why so many of us, when you say, hey, this is for blacks only, they say, well, I can't bring my white friend, or I can't bring blacks though. Black people don't even want to be around black people, because we've been educated, we've been trained to not like ourselves, period. It ain't just white people who are racist. Black people toe up against black people too. I walk by black people all the time downtown on my lunch break or on a break, and they literally like they nervous and scared to look at me, no matter what I'm wearing. I could be wearing just a t-shirt, or I could be wearing a sweater. It doesn't matter. They see a brother with dreads and they literally tense up. Why? Why? Because we've been programmed. That's all I'm saying. And it's the truth. It's the truth. Think about it. Think about it. Where did you learn about yourself in school? I'll wait. What the hell did you learn about yourself in school? But you learned that George Washington never told a lie in the apple tree. You learned the lie that Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. Huh? Talk to me. Exactly. And people try as they may, but the system is the system. That's what, yeah, it is definitely a system, and it's a training method. It ain't teaching us how to go and be sovereign. It doesn't teach us how to go and be creators. It teaches us how to grow up and be laborers. And while you at it, you're gonna pay a whole lot of money about this school too. You're gonna get in debt. You're gonna get in, it's disgusting. Okay. Well, I guess that's all I have to say about it. I just want to encourage us, man, to learn ourselves, man. Give your kids. It's about a 70-page book called Know Thyself by Naeem Akbar. Bomb. It's 70 pages, man, to change a kid's life. I promise. 70 pages. Carter G. Woodson's Miseducation of a Negro. It's about 300-something pages. But damn it, they need to read that too. Real talk, because at least they know what they up against. Just throwing them in there blind and saying, go get your education, do your homework. What the fuck is they learning though? For real, what are they learning? What are they learning when they doing their homework? For real. Talk about that. It's so important because they got to learn it. We in the system, so we definitely got to learn it and pass and all that other stuff. But it's more to be revealed. It's more to be revealed. It's similar to reading the Bible and all you know is what the Bible's saying. You do no historical background investigating for yourself. That's not smart. It's not what intelligent people do. Let's be intelligent. I love y'all. I love my people. I love all people. I just love black people first, and maybe a little bit more. Have a good day. In a minute.